Chapter 15. Crude, a dumpster. Very crude, amateurish. Should have come up with something smoother. Actually, I meant to plan something clever. As hard as it is to think these days, with Stephanie screaming in my head all the time, I knew I could come up with something. But I hadn't yet. And then I had such a bad day. Suddenly, there wasn't any more time left, so I had to substitute acts that weren't clever at all. I had no choice. First, I learned that Michael has no intention of going to the prom with anyone. Out of respect for Stephanie, her family announced. Respect, my foot. Out of guilt is more like it. He never told Steph about us, the way he should have, and he doesn't know that I enlightened her just before she died. So why would he beat himself up about it? As far as he knows, she was completely ignorant of what was going on, and don't they say that ignorance is bliss? So why can't he tell himself that she died blissfully, unaware of his treachery? And take me to the prom, the way he promised he would all along. I was a fool. He never intended to take me. I could have asked someone else, and none of this would be happening. But Michael kept saying he was going to tell Stephanie the truth and break his prom date with her. Then he kept putting it off, saying he knew it would upset her, and he had to pick exactly the right time and place, which he promised he would do. He lied, so I finally picked the time and place myself and told her what was going on. Only then, it didn't matter because she died, and we'll never know if it upset her or not, will we? I wasted all that time on him for nothing, finding that out was bad enough. But then I figured I'd just ask someone else, someone almost as good as Michael dance. Mitch. That was when the real blow came. That was when I learned something that set my brain on fire. Mitch plans to take Margaret to the prom. I can't believe it, Margaret. I know this because the minute Stephanie's mother announced that Michael was taking off for Utah to spend the summer there and recover from our darling daughter's tragic death, I walked right over to Mitch and asked him to take me to the prom. Right there at the funeral. Because there's no time to waste, is there? He looked at me as if I'd asked him to cut off an arm for me, and had picked the wrong time and place to ask. You don't have a date, he asked. He was just stalling, I know that now. If I had a date, I wouldn't be asking, would I? But I smiled when I said it. I didn't like the way he was looking at me. What difference did it make that we were at a funeral? It wasn't as if Stephanie knew I was arranging my social life on her time. Then he said he'd asked Margaret. The words hit me like hammers because I hadn't expected them. Hadn't expected them at all. He was supposed to be broke. That's what Michael had told me. On one of our nights together, Michael said, "It'll be weird not having Mitch at the prom, but he's out of funds and won't be going." He must have been lying, probably, because he was afraid I would ask Mitch, even though he himself was going with Stephanie. But Michael is a very selfish person. I know that now. He didn't want to share me with Mitch. Or maybe he was just afraid that if I showed up at the prom, I'd say something to Stephanie. Tell her the truth about her faithless, lying boyfriend. Anyway, he lied about Mitch being broke because because here was Mitch at the funeral telling me he was going to the prom with Margaret Dunn. I felt like I'd been hit between the eyes with a bowling ball. I mumbled something and got away from him. So of course, I had no time left. And now it wasn't just because she was so smart and clever and might come up with answers to questions she had no business asking. Now, she was really in my way. I guess I can be forgiven for using such crude methods to get rid of her under the circumstances. I was rushed. There isn't a lot of time left. I haven't done everything that I've done only to end up sitting at home on prom night. It's not as if I started this whole thing. Stephanie did, by falling. She's the one who showed me how easy it is to get rid of people who are in my way. She has only herself to blame. Margaret must be ashes by now. Smelly ashes at that. Ashes, dashes, smashes, crashes. Tomorrow I'll ask Mitch and he'll say yes, because Margaret can't go with him now. Margaret can't go to the prom at all. She can't go anywhere except, oh, this is funny, except to the dump. Ouch, laughing makes my headache worse. I didn't leave a quartet pin this time. I didn't forget. It just didn't seem appropriate. I do feel sorry for Adrienne, though. She'll feel bad, and she's nice. But her daughter shouldn't have got in my way. Mitch had better not be like Michael and say no out of respect because Margaret's dead. If he does, I don't know what I'll do. Oh, that's a lie. I know exactly what I'll do. Find someone else. There's still a little bit of time left, and I know exactly where I'll look. But I'm being silly. I won't have to go hunting again. I'll have Mitch.